Hey everyone, welcome back and happy new year. Guys, it's 2026. We have so much going on and I'm so excited. I'm just excited because I feel like everybody keeps on saying new year, new me. This is like when all of the gyms, they fill up. Everybody's like, I'm going to lose weight. I need to get my ass in the gym too. I tried today, okay? And then also it's where you try to leave all of the negative in the past, right? So I was showing you guys this, that Jason right now, he's in Portland, Oregon, but when he gets home, we're going to be saging. In the meantime, though, I'm kicking it, kind of camping out with my mother-in-law. I've been trying to cook. It has been interesting. I'm going into this year trying to cook. I made steak-'em sandwiches, tacos, and spaghetti squash. So I guess I'm not really trying to learn anything new, but I'm trying. But that's neither here nor there. We also kicked off the new year with this new documentary that's on HBO and TLC. It's called The Cult of a Housewife with Mary Cosby. And I was not allowed to talk anything about this before it actually came out. And the reason being was because I signed a non-disclosure. I filmed this about a year and a half ago, I believe. And I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I was scared, and I'm going to explain everything. But before we jump in, if you haven't already, go ahead and pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also, we're going to throw it over to Jason in Portland, Oregon. He has boots on the ground. So, Jason, how are you?
Good. You look great today. Like you look fresh, like a new year, new Adam.
Wow. It's a clay mask, a little bit of Lumify, and La Croix.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bare bones today over here in Portland. I'm out here. If you guys haven't gone to SEAGRASS, I just want to say that we just replenished another stock of SEAGRASS, which is our CBD company. And this weekend, I got to spend some time with our suppliers, like the actual farmers who supply us. And I can't wait for 2026 and all the new products and things we have coming out. So if you haven't been or you want to try, we have an excellent sleep gummy. The reviews speak for themselves. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. But man, Portland is whoo. And then I wasn't with you when the documentary came out, and that is just a whole nother thing. Like I don't even know what to say about that.
So guys, I was in Charleston
I really don't.
with a bunch of friends, and all of the men who were there wanted to go to a sports bar and watch, I think it was like Georgia versus Ole Miss, which is like Mississippi. I don't know shit about this, you guys. And then all of the women wanted to go to the hotel and just watch the documentary. And I was just like, I don't want to watch that. I just wanted a chicken and cheese quesadilla. That's all I wanted. Because that's how I wanted to do my new year.
It's
but
the little things. The little things.
It's the little things in life. So you watched the documentary. Guys, by the way, in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. And if you did watch the documentary, give us a rating 1 to 10. 10 being like, my God, it blew you out of the water and you learned information that you didn't necessarily know. Or like a 1, closer to a 1 being like, this is all the same information. It's nothing new to me and I didn't really enjoy it. Either way, we don't care.
Yeah.
Jason?
No, it's just so, I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. Adam, I have to say, let's start with the positive about the documentary. First of all, you looked great.
God.
You were funny. You did a great job of narrating everything. And I think it is important now, especially how big the show is and everything. It's kind of a good documentary, I thought. I know a lot of people are saying it's a flop. Some people say it's a hit piece, and it's really not, because it's just taking what's already there and presenting it. You know, a lot of these things we've seen before. There are some new audio that kind of surfaced, some new images that surfaced to kind of give you a little more kind of background of Mary, her church, and everything like that. But at the same time, this is looking it looks a little weird. It does feel like a cult. And then people are saying, we've heard all this before, but we're hearing firsthand from family members who some people say are jealous. I don't think so. From mama's best friend, from different members of the church who have been taken advantage of. And I thought they did a really good job of presenting that side of the story. But many people are going to argue, Mary's having a good season. And it's like, well, that's great. People stood up for Karen Huger at BravoCon after getting free from jail from a DUI. So it's just wild. It's wild. Oh, I can't hear you for some reason. Can you hear me?
I was going to say, sorry. I was going to say, you guys, Theo in the bowl. I was going to say, this makes me happy, sad. You guys are being really, really sweet about this. When I said at first that I was nervous about it, it was because I left that documentary calling Jason and I felt very, very confident about it. But then as it got closer, or like a year went past, I just kind of figured they scrapped it. Truly, I did.
It was a long time ago you did that.
It was a long time ago. They called me up and they had me do probably about an hour session where I just had to read these lines to kind of narrate. I didn't realize that I was going to be narrating. I feel like I was narrating along with like that other woman, you know?
Yeah.
It was like they were kind of putting us back and forth. And I was asked by Jason once we got word that it was going to be coming out. This was while we were on the flight. The trailer came out. We were on the flight to BravoCon and I was like, you guys pick right when I'm about to be right across from Mary Cosby to drop this fucking trailer. That's what we're doing. And so Jason's like, well, what did you say anything bad? Is there anything that's like, I said, I don't know. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. You know, I think what HBO/TLC, they're the same company, guys. I think what they were trying to do was have this big moment at BravoCon where this documentary was going to be all that was going to be talked about. The thing is with BravoCon, there's so many other things to talk about that kind of like goes down the list, you know?
Yeah, like it's almost like you would think from a network standpoint or a professional standpoint that, oh, well, this will be the time because she's going to be hit with all of these like interviews and questions, and there's going to be sound bites that are going to drive this documentary. But it's not. It's like what Jason just said. It's sort of like it's flooded out because you have Sheena Shea got into a fight with Vanita Aspen in the hotel lobby. Tom Sandoval was an asshole. This person quit. This person was fired. And this person crossed over.
There's just so much going on that no one's going to be paying attention to that.
I get drowned out.
I do, you know, I guess we've already jumped into this, but I do want to say that I think a lot of fans are upset about the documentary. And I'm going to say it's like 50-50, right? You have the ones who, again, just love Mary no matter what she does. She could be stealing your money. And you're like, God, Mary, you're so amazing, you know? And then you have the other ones who are just like, this is an eye-opener. It's like, where these housewives are insane. Like, it's insane to see like their lives and stuff. Now, there was some stuff, as you've seen, there was a lot of footage from other content creators. I don't know if you've heard anything about this, Adam.
No.
So HBO, TLC did not ask their permission to use their content on the documentary. And then I think what's going to happen though is when sometimes, because Adam and I, we deal with this all the time when it comes to our website or when it comes to even thumbnails or use claims. What happens is if they use a creator's thing and it's under a certain amount of seconds, right? And they are giving news, basically. They're giving you news about Mary, not just their opinion. Under fair use, I believe they can still use those couple of clips, even though I think they should have asked.
However,
you know what I mean?
let me add to this. One, I'm not even trying to sound like a bitch, you guys. I get my stuff stolen by other creators all the time, whether it's thumbnails that Jason works his ass off for, TikTok, people repurposing my content. And I have a pretty good idea of who you might be talking about. And so if that's
there's many. There's not just one. It's Gibson Johns. I think Kempire is upset as well. You know, but you know what it does do though, and what I've noticed is that it does we've gotten a flood of people just interested in the channel and also interested in the interview you did with Mary's mom. And I think it's just exposure. It's just exposure because we're all content creators just talking about Bravo. You know?
I'm not even trying to sound like an asshole either, you guys. And I'm not trying to, this is not specific to any content creators. When I say like life's tough, get a helmet, I mean it more so like we are talking about these people who are on these shows who are putting themselves out there on these public platforms. But in turn, we are also putting ourselves out there on these public platforms doing the same thing. So when somebody uses our content too, just like we're using theirs to create these shows and these videos for all of you guys and like these communities, they're doing the exact same thing. So yeah. I think that it's a little hypocritical to sit there and get upset about it. If you are upset about it, I think
that people are used to, you know, when it comes to like, let's say Gibson or Kempire or even us, you know, when they use a clip of anything on Bravo, we are used to being asked. You know, we've worked with NBC Bravo, we've worked with ABC Hulu many times. We've now worked with HBO, but you know, we got permission for a lot of things, or they got permission from us from a lot of things because you were narrating most of that documentary. So that makes sense. Right. But I think there is some kind of fair use rule. And I know we'd have to get into the legal about it, maybe call Emily later and ask her. But I think there is kind of some thing where if it's under a certain amount of seconds and you're presenting something as news, which we all do, I think there is like a fair use thing. And you know, it just sucks when conglomerates like kind of take over a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Tara Leitner, thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate you. And Brendan, I cannot for the life of me figure out why Mary has not been deeply investigated. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go through. I thought that this was amazing. If I knew who the fan of the documentary was, who gave us the bullet points that they took from the show, then I wouldn't exercise my right to fair use. I would give you a shout out, but I don't know because there wasn't a name on it, but I am going to go ahead and go through some of the main points because I thought that they were incredibly important and I thought that they were good. I thought that they made a lot of sense. And this is what they wrote in bullet points. They said, 1, she was a troubled teen. So in the documentary, they talk about how she was married to a man before she ended up divorcing him abruptly and getting married to her step-grandfather. And what they were accusing her of was being on drugs as not only a teenager, but also in her marriage with that man. And that mama, Rosemary Cosby, she disfellowshipped Mary Cosby from the Faith Temple Pentecostal Church. That was the first point. The second point was that she was poor growing up, even though on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, she said, I never said I was poor. Because Brittany Bateman, they were having a conversation and Brittany said, I was poor too growing up. She's like, no, bitch, this is not a costume. This is fashion. And I also never said I was poor, which we love Mary for these little, you know,
of course,
quick fits. But they also said that she was always interested in rich men. Rich men came with the lifestyle. She was married 15 days before, or divorced, 15 days before getting married to Robert Cosby Sr. 15 days, you guys. 15 days. Tell me that this wasn't like I see the jackpot. Nobody wants to go marry their grandfather that's 20 years older than them. You have this man who's just like, he's going to lay his big ass body on you. And you know that he was sleeping with your grandmother who just passed away. And he's trying to convince the church when you're sitting there and you're running around and you're married to somebody that you married for love, obviously not for money, because that guy didn't have money. And then all of a sudden, here we go. You look like, it's like in Aladdin, when you go into the Cave of Wonders and you see like the piece of gold and your eyes get real big and you're like, oh shit, I'm going to go after it. Now, next point was her grandmother married Robert Sr. I guess when Mary was 3 years old, and her siblings, they called him Gramps. That's uncomfortable. They also said that people from her congregation learned about her lifestyle after watching clips on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let me stop there for a second. They were doing like what they called heave tithings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So heave, I didn't Google this or ChatGPT or whatever. I'm just trying to understand. Does that just, it means a heavier tithing?
I don't know. You know, in the Mormon church, because I grew up, you know, in the Mormon church, it was like 10% the tithing, but it all goes to like you know, well, who the fuck knows where it goes now. But I don't know. I found that very weird. I found that very weird.
Well, they were saying that there were at some points where they would have people stand up against the door, block the door, and then they would sit there and berate the congregation and tell them like people would write checks for like $1,000, $5,000, $50,000. And when it would be like $5,000 or $10,000, Robert and Mary would be like, "Are you serious? That's it? What are you, poor? God speaks through me. Are you poor? You don't want to speak to God?" And it's like, this is,
you know, when you hear things like this is where it gets tricky. Because, you know, a lot of people too, because I've been reading comments, I've been reading, you know, the Reddit is so awful. I've been going through that and X and stuff like that. And people are like, why aren't they investigating the Mormon church? Well, there's no other housewife that like Whitney and Heather do not run the Mormon church. You know what I mean? They're on a TV show. When you hear Mary say these things, when you hear these stories, I don't know why people still have the room to defend her. You know, people say, well, Mary was groomed. She was groomed into this. Yes, I agree that there is a portion of that, but also Mary is a grown woman. Mary can make her own decisions. Mary also I think she was disfellowshipped from the church, you know, when Mama passed. So it's very wild. The whole story is very, very insane. I feel like they've only hit the tipping point of actually what is happening and what has happened.
What I'm trying to understand though too is that you have Mary Cosby, which I'm going to go ahead and bring up what she also said about this, but you have Mary Cosby, who people are saying she was groomed for this. Okay, I hear what people are saying. However, what I'm trying to understand is, was she? Because as somebody who sat there and sat down with her parents, which I did, they said,
her mother
and her stepfather, they said that she was in her own marriage, that like nobody saw this coming. Nobody, you know what I mean? She was a full adult when this came out. Her sister was on the documentary talking about like, that was not what this was. So when people say that she was groomed for it, I'm just trying to understand a little bit, like if she actually was. But hold on. So let me just get back.
Okay, jump back in.
There is a lot, you guys. There is a freaking lot to this. But hold on. So then from there, they talked about the congregation again, learning about her lifestyle after watching clips of Salt Lake City. That is why I brought up the heed tithings, because a lot of people were very upset thinking that all of this money was going to the church. Meanwhile, Mary Cosby was allegedly going to their penthouse in New York City. She was allegedly getting these different spa treatments and plastic surgeries. And then you see her on the show and she has her family members working for her. She's like, I don't know their names. I don't know their family. Like kind of treating them like trash. And then she's walking you through all of these different rooms in her house that are full of Chanel and Birkins and Hermes and Gucci, all of these things. So it's like,
not very Christ-like. I have to say.
If I were members of the church who were pulling out second mortgages on my home, I would be pissed too. Now, they also said that she lies in her confessionals, and they talked about her. This was another big thing, because I love that HBO and TLC, they did a cross-reference. They talked about her rage texting people, and they used the Whitney scene to demonstrate that. Did you see that part?
Yes.
Where she was apparently, what they accused her of was rage texting members of the congregation. This part is wild, you guys. When she was not even at church, but she had cameras set up to see how people were acting while they were at church. And if they weren't acting how she felt they should be acting, she was picking up her phone being like, you sicko, you sick bitch. You need to get Christ-like and you need to get with the church. If not, you're going to be kicked out, and I'm going to make sure that nobody ever talks to you from the church again, and you will have no family, you will have nobody, and you will be done. And it's like,
by the way, I need $1,000 by Thursday.
By the way, I need $1,000 by Thursday.
Like wild.
It's like, what? And so then they cross-referenced it with the clip from Whitney, where Whitney was like, yes, I just received this text from Mary. And it was like, hey, little girl, like, are you stupid?
Where's my money?
Where's my money? So
where's my money, little girl?
it continues. So like
bitch
like
better have my
you
money.
can't write this. They talked about the rage texting. They also talked about the fact that they accused her of having an affair with Cameron, who is Lisa's friend who appeared on Salt Lake City, who recently, I mean, not recently, but right after appearing on Salt Lake City, it was very shortly after where he passed away. He had a full-on family as well, a wife and kids. And they also claim that she helps Robert Cosby Sr. do his cult-like activities, like gathering the boys every Saturday, the boys of the congregation, making them do military-style activities, making them, do push-ups until they can't do push-ups anymore, and like strange things that, can I say, I went to church, and I'm not, guys, I wasn't like, I didn't grow up in a church. Like my dad always joked, he said, son, I raised you in the church of the Holy Huddle on Sundays because we'd watch football. And I'm like, that's not funny. Don't say that again. And I just said it. But I went to a Baptist church because of my stepmom. And I think I probably went like maybe 5 times. And one of the times I had to bring, in 8th grade, they give you those stupid fake babies where you get an egg and the baby started crying in church. I was so happy because I got to get out of it. But they were speaking in tongues, and like they did catfish fries, and people played basketball and like played kickball out in the side of the yard. I never saw like military style activities. And like, this does seem like this is a way. There are a lot of methods that are being described here that come off like methods of control. They're methods that are really used to
methods of the Pentecostal church. Like, this is not what they, you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
And you wonder why it's called a cult.
Exactly. Like,
well,
listen,
not you. You're not wondering,
but no, no, exactly. But as I said, I grew up Mormon, and to me, I had a very different experience than a lot of people did. I'm not Mormon. But I also grew up with my grandfather being Jewish on my dad's side, and my grandmother is Catholic. And so I got eye-opening to a lot of different religions and a lot of different things. And at some point, things just don't make sense. You know what I mean? And some others do. But this makes zero sense. This is not from my friends that I've talked to that are Pentecostal. This is nothing close to a Pentecostal church. And it's just wild to me. I think, going back to my point, what I cannot understand in this day and age, with our technology, with AI, with the world is a lot smaller, with TV, film, media, stuff like that, a YouTube where you can talk to each other.
It's a lot more accessible.
It's accessible. So I don't understand why people defend Mary so hard. Why? Because she's a good housewife. She has some good one-liners. You're listening to, it's like someone defending Jen right now. It's like, you really can't. You know what I mean?
I can answer that. Before I lose this thought, I was looking for that fucking sweater. I was looking for that sweater.
So I gave you another one. No,
you gave me the one that I got for Christmas. I was looking for the Reckless sweater, and I didn't know that
I need a hoodie. I need a hoodie.
You guys. This is the benefits and also the pros and the cons of being in a relationship with somebody of the same genders. You can wear the same clothes, but the con is you can wear the same clothes. Usually it benefits me because Jason's expensive and I'm TJ Maxx. But that was my God. I was looking for that everywhere. Anyways, back to it. With the Mary Cosby stuff, yes, I do think like people praise her on the show because what people are doing right now is they're watching memes of her, little girl, right. And like, I pray to God you're guilty. I mean, innocent. And you know what I mean? Like when she said that to Jen Shaw, like she has these little things. She's like, yeah, there was a member of my church's daughter ended up driving her car off the side of the mountain and just dead. I mean, that's why it's important to wear a seatbelt. And it's like, so people find her to be crazy.
Then you meet
like
the person on the documentary, whose daughter it was. Like, it's not a joke.
Which is her ex-boyfriend.
And then, what is so wild to me, I get it. Mary had a rough, first season. It was just very weird, but they brought her back. She took some time off. And I think now she's this new fun Mary. Oh, it's so nice to have Mary back. maybe the rest of the cast sucks then, because if we're focusing on just how great Mary is and not the rest of the cast, I don't know. There's something just very strange when I read the defensiveness of people when it comes to Mary. And I'm not saying let's all go trash Mary, you know, but like it's wild. I mean, she is a very not nice person. And that came out very much so in the documentary that comes out on Salt Lake City.
I don't think that, you know, let me say this to you guys. When I met Mary at Kathy's Christmas party, she came up and it was teeth. It was like my teeth. And it was just like,
you guys were comparing your teeth?
Yeah. Me and Mary have the same smile. We just have different congregations. I have congregations of 2 bitches, 1 little dude, and 2 naked pussies. And she has like people who actually give her money. They use my money. So it's different. But it was all teeth. And she's like, Adam, I love you. And I was like, what? Like, you know, I interviewed your mom. You messaged me on TikTok and it was like, wasn't very nice. And that was a month ago.
Maybe it was one of those rage texts.
Yeah. Am I the same Adam that you message? But I can see where people would fall for that, because I even came home. Did I not say, oh my God, Jason, she was so nice.
Yeah.
And so that's
meeting her at BravoCon, the same. She has this charisma, Adam.
She has charisma.
You want to love Mary. I want to love Mary. I do like Mary Cosby. I just don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we got it. We're not done with the list. So
oh God, the list goes on.
The list goes on. So apparently her grandma also did not want her to keep the church. I don't know. I'm actually getting a lot more views on that interview with her mom. A lot of people thought it was Mary Cosby in a wig. It was not. It was Rosie, and she was very much so the mother. You could tell the way that she talked and the way that she looked, and also like the mannerisms. But she even said, my mother did not want Mary to take the church. She said that her and her siblings were supposed to take over the church. That was not what Rosemary Mama Cosby wanted. And so that's multiple times that I'm hearing this. And also the only person who has claimed that Mama wanted Mary to step in was Robert Cosby Sr. And the only time that anybody from the congregation or any of the leaders of the church or any of the family members, her sister, Mary's sister, her mother, Rosie, anyone ever heard this was after Mama was passed away and resting peacefully. That is when Robert Cosby Sr. brought this to the forefront, which means you're hearing one side of the story. It's like when you have a murder, you know, like you hear from the person who did it, but you're not getting the version of it from the person who's not here.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, it's like the same thing. But then, you know, they said that the girl who was ejected from the sunroof and fell into the neighborhood, that was, again, her ex's daughter. And her grandma also disfellowshipped her, kicked her out of the church before passing away. They claimed that was because of drug usage. And her sister, who appeared on the documentary, was not estranged from Mary until recently. She was also still very much so a part of the church. And then she ended up leaving the church. I don't know if you guys didn't watch the documentary. Her sister ended up leaving the church because she didn't want anything to do with the cameras. She didn't like Mary bringing the cameras in. And people from the congregation, they left and they formed their own church under Mary's mother and her stepfather, which when we were sitting in those chairs, you guys, in the interview, her stepfather picked me up, right? We went to this, like, I don't even know what it was. It honestly, it looked like an independent school cafeteria. It was just like a big room. And on both sides of the room, there was just a ton of stacked, like really like BS, like kind of cheap chairs, right? And they were all stacked on the side. And then we took some of those chairs for the interview. But
because the house was empty. There was no furniture in that house.
The house was completely empty. And then even going back to the house being empty and having the conversation, what I thought was wild was on that trip, which I've shared with you guys before, and I had a weird feeling, and I called Jason, but I got on one of those bird scooters, which anybody who knows me knows that if something has a battery or a motor and wheels, I should probably not be doing.
Especially if you can drive it or steer it. Actually, you're really good at a boat.
A boat.
Don't give yourself away. You're really good at a boat. Yeah.
I could do a boat. You can call me Captain Sandy. Bad bitch over here.
Not so
now,
much.
2026, I'm a lesbian. Okay. But
okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, you guys. I don't know why I ran out of medicine, so I have a sense of humor today. So going back to it though, when I went in front of the church to take photos, which I have those photos, they told me Mary will rise again. And I was like, what?
Yes.
Mary will rise again. And I said, why is the church closed? And they said for renovations. And we heard two different versions of those renovations. We heard one, that the foundation and where the church was actually built, that all had to be retrofitted. So I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. And remember I said something to you about that? Like that doesn't, how much sense does that make?
It was in Utah. Like that doesn't, I'm trying
Daddy.
to like.
Say hi. Baby. But retrofitted. And then we see on the show where she's walking with her son through the church and she's like, do you see, like, doesn't it look beautiful? But then people in the congregation were claiming that people in the congregation were claiming that there were no renovations done.
Right. I mean, it didn't look like it. Because wasn't it done between seasons?
So they were saying that it took like a year or 2 years. And I don't actually know. I looked up before and after photos of the church. I would actually challenge somebody from the congregation to share before and after photos. But even if you go back, do you remember when she invited
they paid for it, right? So they should be able to, huh?
You remember when she invited Jen Shaw to the church?
Yes. Yeah.
And it was Mother's Day and people were like crying and freaking out. If you go back and look at that clip and you look at the clip of Mary walking her son through, the floors look the same. Yeah. The pews look the same. It looks like
the only thing that was different was Mary's brand new shoes.
Well, and that's what they're trying to say is that they feel like that this all was done just to get more money. Yeah. That it was like, oh, we are going to renew the church for the people. And like Jason said, in a brand new pair of Louboutins.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, I come back to it. It's like it's kind of all in front of our face. So people can choose to ignore it and be like, well, I still love Mary. I'll do anything for Mary. Well, give her your money. Give her your damn money. If you love Mary so much, give her money. She loves gifts. She loves cards with money, cash.
She doesn't like cheap people.
She doesn't like cheap people. She doesn't like poor people. It's probably, I don't know.
So what does she just kick you out when you run out of money?
I don't know. I think church is supposed to be a place of refuge. It's supposed to be a place of spirituality. It's supposed to be a place to, find yourself, learn about God, learn about Christ. If, you go down that route. But this church is like, you can learn and you can know, but you got to pay for it.
It's like Scientology.
It sounds like Disney, so like you have to pay to get in. And then if you want to, get on the ride faster, you have to pay more. And also you can stay at this hotel and that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I feel
like they're like, when you walk in the door, they're like a whole new world. ATM's right there, bitch. And there's no limit. So pull it out right now and put it inside of the plate. No. And then also too, the other part that I want to add to this is you went to Starbucks this morning without me?
My good friend, Josh, who I'm staying with out here in Portland, got me some really good coffee this morning. Right before we started.
I got your mom a peppermint hot chocolate.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
She's like living her high life over there. Like what? She gets dinner cooked for her and coffees in the morning. And she wasn't supposed to be there. Like she's not supposed to be there now. What is she doing there? What is my mom doing at our house?
No, she's great. She's great. I'm keeping her forever. But going back to it too, like with the Mary Cosby stuff, and we'll start to wrap this up, you guys. But I think, especially watching the show and seeing how she's acting, and then how people are portraying her, how she's portraying herself, and then seeing how she is reacting to the documentary, because she did just recently come out and she said hashtag 2026, it's going to be a great year, and please don't believe the lies. I feel like when a lot of people come forward, and this is a lot of people.
What lies though? We heard your audio. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's the other thing, is like, there's like,
what lies are we doing? Like, there's so much audio, and it's like, what do you mean don't believe the lies?
And she's like, you guys are cheap. I only got 10 birthday cards. You're cheap.
It's very strange to me.
And you will go to hell. And it's like, all right, should we take some questions before we move on?
Yeah, and then let's move on.
Yeah.
It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay. Guys, over 522 in the room, smash the like button, show some love. Tracy said, does this all make you think differently about the son's drug issue? I'm going to say this, and then I'll let Jason take it away. I think that we all have things that I had a colorful childhood with weapons and things, and people getting Baker's acted and arrested in front of my very eyes, and all kinds of wild things. And I think that, yes, things can definitely shape you. That is what therapy is for. I need to double up my dose on that. But has he probably been affected by this? 1,000,000%. But who hasn't? Like, show me somebody with a perfect childhood.
I also, I think we've talked about this before. I think putting that front and center on national television, where it's not going away, it'll be streamed forever. That has to be hard too.
Now I'm convinced that she manipulated that.
Oh, 100. That's your storyline. And then people are going to feel bad for you. You know what I mean? It's almost like you use your congregation for money, but you're using your son for the attention. Honestly, if I was a housewife and I had a kid who was anywhere near that, drugs, substance abuse, anything like that, there would be no cameras on my kid. My kid would be getting help, getting him to a better place, and keeping him away from the limelight, keeping him protected from that. And this is far from that. And, also this kid is almost an adult as well. So,
he is an adult.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird. Like, you think he's still 16.
I didn't actually think about it from that perspective though, Jason, because like, truly, you might be putting your son on there or convincing him like you're helping people and like contributing to a storyline. But what you're also doing is, I guess the best comparison, because you guys know I love an analogy, would be like, Sheena put Brock out there for her book. But ultimately, like, you guys had a future with HGTV. You had a future, but then you put out that he cheated on you while you were 9 months pregnant and he had an affair. It's like, now what you did was you completely took that future and you just took it and you put it down the trash chute. And so,
I mean, literally, they could have had a show, Brock the Builder. The thing is when brands like that, when you're HGTV, it's not Bravo. So they don't want scandal. They want examples, people who live a interesting and good life, who do these fun things. You know what I mean? They really did have that opportunity. And with this,
though, same thing with her son. Like, you don't know, her son right now doesn't have a clear head. What if he wants to be a banker or an investor or a businessman one day? And now this is when people look you up. You're saying that life is like unseasoned chicken, and the reason that you take Klonopins and pasta and all of the other things is because you want to season the chicken. Like, that is now on there for the rest of your life. It will never go
forever. Anywhere. And see, and that's the thing. But now what people will tell you, Adam, is how strong Mary is for sharing this story and letting us in. I said that like an idiot. And then I thought about it and I'm like, wait, that's not great. Like, to your point, Adam, that's going to sit there for the rest of his life. He still has a future. He still has to get a job, and people will point back to these things. People love to hold you accountable for things you've done in the past. Look at the season, whatever cast of Vanderpump Rules. You made a tweet at 11, you're canceled. You did this back then, you're not getting a job. People love to do that. So to put that on national television, yes, Mary gets the God, Mary, you're such a great mother. Thank you for opening up your home and
so
showing
great.
us and letting us in. And like, did we ask Robert? Did he consent to this? Did he sign off? I'm sure he did, because, you know, the cult. I don't know. It's wild.
Okay. So again, guys, I know we sit here and we digress, but we are going to just go. Let's run through these.
Ooh, sorry. We can talk all day. So
sorry, guys. We're shit talkers. I'm just making sure that I have all of the questions from you. Cool. We got them. All right. Next one was, did you see the video of someone who said that he was not contacted to use his voice and image for the documentary? I saw it on Insta. Again, yes. I think that I said this earlier. I think that if you are creating your own public platform, talking about other people on their public platforms, and then somebody does the exact same thing to you, I truly believe in an eye for an eye. And yes, it sucks sometimes. Jason,
I do believe, though, you know,
I was just going to say, though, really quick, you and I get contacted all the time with people repurposing our content, monetizing it, taking ad dollars away from us. Like, it happens all the time. I feel like we're numb to it now.
There's got to be something with TikTok, too, for some reason, because, you know, on TikTok, people can take your content and repost it into a new profile. They love that. You know, the more the merrier. The problem is I think they should have asked. There weren't that many creators that were in that documentary. An email doesn't hurt. A reach out on social media doesn't hurt. Just to kind of like maintain that relationship. I think the production team there, who did a great job with the documentary, I think could have done a better job at reaching out to those creators, you know, like, and just saying, hey, can we use this? Do they need to? I don't think necessarily, because
I mean, there was a lot of legal involved. So if they didn't, that means that they obviously knew that they didn't have to. But I do get what you're saying. It's like just courtesy.
Just it's courtesy. Bravo does it for us. ABC Hulu does that for us. So
half the time, you guys, I think that Bravo doesn't do it for me. And I'll see something and it'll come up on TV and it's my voice or something. And Jason's like, no, I signed off on that. And I'm like, oh, so Jason doesn't do it for me, but they do.
Depends what it is, you know?
Tara Leitner said, are you worried about the Bravo fallout from this documentary? No, I interviewed Jen Shaw. I don't think I can piss them off any more than that.
No, and to that point too, you know, if anything, the documentary, you're just commenting, you're narrating a thing. It's not like we didn't produce this. So we're not going against that. However, I can tell you that producers do love this. They love the stories that come from this. They love the talk about the show that comes from these. Remember, everyone is replaceable on the show. So work with what you have. Like, all this talk about Mary Cosby only helps the show. It only helps producers. Producers don't care if Mary Cosby is a good person or this person or does things by the book. They're making a show. It's entertainment.
Yeah. Brendan said, is it possible that getting someone to mortgage their house under duress is considered some sort of financial crime? That is a great question. That's an Emily D. Baker question. I think that would be very hard to prove when you are speaking to the base of it being a religion, because it's not like you can't sit there and physically prove that who you believe in is real in there, because that's what it is. It's you believe, and it's in your heart. And, you know, so I think that would be, it would be an interest that it's an Emily D. Baker question for sure. I'll ask her though. That's a good question. Brendan, DM that to me, because I'll ask her. I'll send it to her. Also, after watching season 1, are you too shocked that Bravo decided to bring Mary back? Or do you think that they did it because they knew something shady was going on and that it would be revealed? I think that Bravo, they say that they do their vetting. I think that they
with tarot cards, like what, like, you know, like, well,
I think that
Mary is going to have a good season.
They knew who Monica Garcia was. They knew what she was involved, like with the whole Jen Shaw of it all. They knew how messy it was. They wanted it. They knew from the very beginning about her involvement with some of those accounts and stuff. You know, they wanted it. Do I think Bravo's messy? Yes, that is the foundation of the Real Housewives, you guys.
It is.
I'm not even mad at them for
entertainment. It's entertainment. At the end of the day, you're watching entertainment, and the purpose of entertainment is for people to become attached. You become attached to these characters. You know,
it's a real life soap opera.
I was watching Star Wars with 2 kids last night, and I'm like, I love this character, and they love this character, and we can fight about it. You know what I mean?
Jar Jar Binks?
No, no, it's the Mandalorian. But you know, you just want to fall in love with the characters. You want to it's the same thing, because every character has its own fan base, has its own special thing. But yeah, now I've lost my train of thought. I'm over the Mary talk, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're going through the last 3 questions. Everyone thinks Mary is comedic gold. I think she's a dimwit, but a smart one, if that makes sense. Do you? I don't think she's a dimwit. I think that she's very smart, and I think she's very calculated. Is there a way to get Emily D. Baker to sink in from the legal perspective? Absolutely, but we're on her time, you guys. She's always she does like 10-hour freaking live streams. Like,
I know, she's busy.
It's just ridiculous. The woman is very busy. Do you know if the church has filed a 501c3? Tara, don't start talking taxes and shit to me, girl. We're at the beginning of the year. I'm already worried about that. If so, Mary and Robert could have some real legal trouble coming. I think that they have a lot of things coming.
I think a lot of things are about to, implode. But
with that, we're going to go into this. Since we're talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, this was the only other thing that I wanted to bring up for you guys before we go. Monica Garcia is not enjoying the fact that the cast is ganging up on Meredith Marks, and she put this out, which I covered. When everyone wants to accuse Meredith of being an alcoholic, but she wasn't the one that was taken away in an ambulance to the ER for alcohol poisoning, and demanded the footage never be shown and that the cast stay locked in their rooms while she got wheeled away to get her stomach pumped. Allegedly. Who do you think that is?
I don't know. We watched Heather puke and piss in a bus, so I'm only assuming it's Heather.
It's definitely Heather for sure.
Of course it is. And she's also the only one who can demand that from production, because she just does very well, in testing with the audience. Like, people love Heather Gay. They love her. And you know what? She's very lovable. My sister really enjoyed her Escaping Mormonism special, so it's just what it is.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Okay. So we're going to end up now. Finally, you guys, we get to move on. Since we're speaking of Heathers. Oh my God, I thought that was me who went off. Since we're speaking of Heathers, let's talk about this, Jason. Thoughts?
Ooh, I'm here for it. I am here for it. If this is true, if Heather Dubrow can move from OC to Beverly Hills, I'm here for it. I am really enjoying crossovers.
Why else would you display all of the diamonds and say excited for what the new year may bring with all diamonds?
100%.
And then Terry Dubrow says diamonds are forever.
Yes, I think that would be a great move, because she's just in with all these ladies. She knows all these ladies. She has the lifestyle to be on this show. She is, I think she's great. I think Taylor Armstrong was the wrong choice. Wrong. I think, different people, it has to work. It has to make sense. This works. This makes sense. Also, this leaves room open in Orange County for other things to happen. I think she's just beyond Orange County, especially in its current state.
Well, and I also think, she had the second or third biggest sale in Orange County. She sold the house. I love how Dr. Terry Dubrow said diamonds are forever, and Alex Baskin tries throwing people off saying, and oranges are very nutritious and delicious. And people are like, Alex, please give us a break.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's stupid here. But what I wanted to say was, I think that she sold her house there. She's waiting for her last kid to graduate. They have the $20 million condo penthouse. They just sold the other house that they talked about losing like $3 or $5 million, something like that, to that effect on. But her opulence is not the same that we're seeing on Orange County. Like, Orange County, correct, the women are still, they clearly still have a lot of money, right? They have a lifestyle for sure, 100%. It's not Heather Dubrow kind of money. Like Heather
Right.
Dubrow does fit in with Sutton Strack and Kyle Richards and Jennifer
Kathy
Tilly
Hilton and
Kathy Hilton
and all of these
Bose.
ladies.
You know what I mean? And Rachel Zoe. Like that's really, now you're evening the playing field. Like
And she's a very formidable housewife. She's been on the show for a very long time. She knows how the cameras work. She knows how the game works. It's just moving a chess piece around. I think it'd be really fun. Again, like I really am enjoying the crossovers. Taylor Armstrong was like just not so much, but I like to see more of it because in real life, if we're following reality, people move, people change, people, change directions. I don't think Teresa going to Miami would have ever made sense. You know what I mean? But it's just natural. It's not like she's moving to Beverly Hills to be on Beverly Hills.
I mean, no, but also her son Nick is about to be on Next Gen LA. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
just like when people are trying to get Meredith kicked off of Salt Lake City, like she's going to be on Bravo, just like probably trying to get Teresa kicked off of New Jersey. She's going to be on Bravo because, well, her daughter is now on Bravo. It makes sense, you guys. Yeah. There's so much crossover. There's so much built-in business within having a mother-daughter, mother-son duo.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
But it's just to the point of crossovers again. I think that every season of Housewives, someone should do a charter on Below Deck. I love that. I think that's great. I love the crossovers of Love Hotel. I thought that was great. Ultimate Girls Trip, when you see them all together, I think that's great. I think they should like kind of dive into the crossovers a little more, Well,
speaking of crossovers, Kim D, hit it. She's like, okay, thanks.
Means more from this connection with Jacqueline than Jacqueline does.
1,000%. 1,000%. Because I don't like Gretchen at all. I'm in agreement with the Rainey Pope. She's not what she professes that she is. Yeah, by being she's upping her game, and she's by being with Jacqueline is would help her in every way.
I think Gretchen gains more from this connection with Jacqueline than Jacqueline.
Ooh, you were too close. There we go.
Sorry, guys. Dog, soda water. Jacqueline Larita now lives in Orange County, and the rumor is that she might be another one of our crossovers. If they do a double crossover, OC and Beverly Hills, Heather going to Beverly Hills, Jacqueline Larita coming from New Jersey to OC, it would make for a fun year, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's been in OC. It's not like she just moved there, correct?
Correct. She's been there for...
This is a natural move. That's like what I'm saying.
Years.
If it's natural, if it makes sense, then why not do it?
Yeah, I agree. And then since we're speaking of this, I also wanted to talk about, since Kim D is just like on a roll. I don't know if you guys saw this, and I don't know if you guys are watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but we have a newbie. Her name is Amanda Francis, and
I didn't know if you were going to bring this up. Yeah,
Kim D is going off.
The scam of Amanda Francis.
Oh, let's hear about it. So, tell me some of the things if Lorraine Pooh would like to sign up with Amanda Francis. What would she sign up for? Yeah, Lorraine.
So you know what it is. It's like she sells her guide to how to manifest money,
right,
for yourself.
Right.
So she had what they call modules, which are like little courses, and they are valued at $333 each. But you buy the whole package. And I think there's like 10 of them or 20 of them.
Okay.
So, for example, one of them is called Clearing Your Financial Past, releasing what you were taught about money and forming new beliefs.
Okay.
Do they consider her to be an entrepreneur or a scam artist?
Many people say scam.
Okay. It's both, because she did make money. Go ahead.
Oh, God, not the mugshot.
The next one is The Art of Shifting Quickly, how to move into the state of being a match for money each day.
Okay. You want to
sign up for that one?
I was just going to say, can I take a buy on that one?
The third one is money is a game that you play. So when manifesting becomes a fun and joyful process. So far you're course 3, and she has not taught you anything about money.
Oh,
Just that
my
forget
God.
what you know, be open to learning new things,
Yes.
and then also to remember to have fun when it starts to happen for you.
Oh,
That is
well,
what she's
that's
told
one
us
thing
so far.
I don't have. I never forgot.
I'm actually
You know what?
kind of
I'll teach
nervous.
you about money. Go read The Secret and get a job. Like that's like.
I'm actually kind of nervous for them because I feel like if this is her business and she has built a multi-million-dollar business off of this format of teaching people and guiding people. Do you remember when we joined Rodeo Realty and we had to go to that seminar with the guy who was just like teaching everybody about how to manifest? Like,
Yes, I'm like, girl, I manifested in my career that I had before we even did real estate. I don't need your help. Like
that's
it was very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
that's like, I forgot if they call him like Ted Robinson or whatever. I don't know.
Oh
But
no, he's great. Why am I blanking?
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see his face. He has a big face. Tim
He has a big
Robbins?
face.
Tim Robbins. No, is it
I-
Tim Robbins?
Maybe somebody in here. But my thing is like, if you are attacking her business like that, I just like shit like that makes me nervous because can she sue you? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Will she
I don't
want
know.
to?
Oh,
I don't know.
Tony Robinson.
Tony Robbins.
Robinson.
Thank you. No, Tony Robbins. There's no Robinson.
Oh, shit. Just kidding. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, April.
But he's different. That's different. He's not, you know, I don't know. I
Yeah.
liked some of the stuff I've heard from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But wow, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot coming out about that. A lot of people are talking about the Amanda Francis thing. And I'm like, it's just so like, it's wild. And why does every housewife have to have a mugshot?
I don't know.
Is it a requirement now? It's like when you go to tick the boxes, it's like, are you involved in an MLM or a fraud scheme? Check. Do you have a mugshot? Check. Are you borderline an alcoholic? Check. It's like
done,
wow.
done, and done. We love it.
Let's go. Let's make a show.
I did want to add in that too. I know that we put in here for Margaret Josephs. Margaret potentially not being a part of the new cast. I know we've talked a little bit about that. The reason I wanted to put that in as a topic is because a lot of people have DM'd me and asked me about that. Guys, there's no official casting as of right now. But what I think that Margaret has made very clear in her interview bites is that she is not comfortable filming with somebody associated in Teresa's life, which I would imagine would be Louis, because Louis attacked her son. And
that makes sense.
She seems like somebody who would stick true to her word. So if in fact Teresa and Melissa do come back, rumored with Dolores and also Jen Fessler, then I would imagine with Teresa comes Louis. And with that would come no Margaret. So I don't know, but I wanted to answer that because a lot of people are sending me messages about it. So
you know what is interesting about this, because you have all the talk about Meredith to not accepting a less than role, but there's no confirmation about any of that either.
Yeah,
I think it's okay, and I don't want to see Margaret off the show at all, but it might benefit her to take a season off and then come back. It can really benefit a housewife to do that. It did not benefit Mary.
But, to be fair too, like sometimes you have to pivot like this. Ali Lewber decided to share that she moved to Charleston. I don't think it takes a genius to figure out. We're probably going to see her on Southern Hospitality.
She was seen filming Southern Hospitality, so we know
she
that.
only filmed like 2 scenes.
Whatever. It's an intro. I defended Ali before. I'm going to defend her again.
I love Ali.
She has been in, because we're down here in South. Well, I'm not in South Carolina right now. Sorry for this. But Ali spends a lot of time in South Carolina, in Hilton Head, where we live, in Charleston as well, way before she was even on Vanderpump Rules.
I think so. Here.
I think, she has family. And I think, when LA has served its purpose, like for many people, it does. And some people, there's not many people who stay there forever. I think it's just time to make a move. And when there's an opportunity and someone, let's say like Leva Bonaparte, is willing to give you an opportunity, I think that it works. Also, she fits in with that cast. Also, let me give a big apology to everyone, guys. I said Vanderpump Rules in its first episode gave us more in 15 minutes than a season of Southern Hospitality. I might have to backtrack. I'm just really not enjoying it. And
are you not?
I just am not. I'm trying to. I think I've aged out. Let's just say that. With the cast was my age. Now I've aged out. Now there's these new teeny boppers, which I just can't. It's for someone, I think. But I would be very interested to see Ali, maybe
crossing over.
Crossing over.
I do want to say this too. I think that Bravo with like the Next Gen New York, Next Gen LA, and then also the, rejuvenated cast of Vanderpump Rules. I think what they're trying to do is they've already established the demographic of like 30 to 60. And I think now they're trying to get into that like 16 to 30 demographic, like that younger demographic. It's actually very smart business wise.
I think so too.
But not every show is going to be for everyone. That is okay.
And that's okay.
You know what I mean?
But what were we just saying? Crossovers. What? I'm loving the crossovers. I really am. I love the Below Deck, and Housewives. Anytime the Housewives are on, but to do a crossover where you're filming both seasons at the same time, genius. Ultimate Girls Trip, great. Well, it depends on the season. Love Hotel. I love that. I love the crossovers of Heather maybe going to Beverly Hills. Put Ali on. Ali would fit perfectly with the Southern Hospitality kids.
Like 100%. I said,
she might elevate the show.
I love Ali. So
yeah,
you're not going to convince me otherwise. But speaking of crossovers, we had Mr. Andy Cohen on New Year's Eve crossover to CNN. Okay. And when he did, he gets himself in trouble every single year. And then it's almost kind of comical because every single year after, the day after, he apologizes for getting a little tipsy pants and crazy. And he went on a rant. Here we go. Okay.
Was that very low? We can't hear it.
Yeah, it was very low. So he was going on this whole political rant of just like, go on. Thank you so much for exterminating the rodent problem in New York. And there was a lot. And then it came out after that the executives at CNN are starting to rethink the Andy Anderson of it all. However, what I said when I covered this, you guys, was we hear that every single year. Meaning he always, Anderson sits there and giggles, and he has this weird giggle where he goes, like SpongeBob. I like Meredith's better, where it's like but he has this weird giggle and he likes to have fun and he's very innocent and sweet about it. And then Andy will sit there and start taking his little shots of tequila and he's like, you to the mayor, you Ryan Seacrest, you over there, ABC. And it's like,
the thing is like, listen, it's funny. Every year you expect it. It can be funny. I think it's just redundant at this point. I think, like we don't need the reality TV host telling us about how to feel about politics. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? No matter which side you sit on. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I think Anderson needs a woman on his thing New Year's. I think we need to switch it up a little bit or just like do away with it. I think it worked for a while. It's seen its time. I don't get the chemistry between Anderson and Andy. I think everyone loves them together. They go on tour together. I just don't.
I say put the Rippas in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, they would be on ABC and that's what Ryan Seacrest does. It's or just do something different. I think it's time to do something different. It worked. It was funny every year. There was one year I could not stop laughing because Andy was being so ridiculous and funny. But you're not always going to get the same thing, especially when you're drinking and stuff like that. You never know what's going to come out.
Well,
But yeah, at this point, it's like, can we put like get a comedian in there, like a girl, like not Kathy Griffin, but someone similar to like bounce off of Anderson a little bit, you know?
Or just take Anderson out, keep it CNN, and
Or
like
that.
you guys just made Cardi B the voice of is it the MTA or whatever? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you guys just made her the voice of the MTA. Like, get her and go shmoney, and like talk about like guide you through, but then put her with like another, I don't know, like whatever Nikki Glazer or somebody like that, and like just let's switch it up a little bit and
Switch it up. I think it's time to switch it up. I think Andy and Anderson, I think they do have a good chemistry. I think it did work for a long time, but every year we're having the same thing. But here's the thing, and this is what we talk about with Housewives. We're talking about with Mary Cosby right now, is everyone's talking about it. So everyone's going to watch it again next year. They don't care. Executives aren't sitting around. Executives are laughing their ass to the bank. They are counting their cash. They don't give two shits what Andy says. I promise.
Well, that's why, they at first they announced 2 years ago that there was going to be no drinking, and Andy like heavily refuted that and was like, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. We are going to drink. And he like on Watch What Happens Live like rallied everybody for it, which you could see like he was silently campaigning through his audience to let him drink. Now, with that, like what Jason's saying, did he offend the former mayor? Probably. Did he offend some other people? Probably. Did CNN just rake in a shit ton of ad dollars?
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. 100. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Exactly. So,
and then if you want like the cookie cutter, like cotton candy version, go watch Ryan Seacrest because he always has it together.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Depends how you want to bring in your new year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Addie Markham said, Adam, did you see I got my Blue Mean Face Pro 2.0?
I have mine with me. I tell you guys, when I travel, I always bring it with me. It's so great to do like right after the plane.
We have so many of these, you guys. It's not even a joke. And Jason said when I came on, he's like, wow, your skin looks really good. And I mean, it's a little shiny right now, but I'm sleeping in the bed with 3 dogs and 2 cats. And I have one cat. I lay on my stomach when I sleep, and I have a cat like kneading my back. So I'm getting like a little massage, and I'm like, I can't sleep. By the way, last night I kept your mom up until like 11 o'clock watching these like terror movies about like these people with like issues like Hills Have Eyes, where they come in and like abduct kids and kill them and stuff.
I'm sure she's loving that.
Went to bed and she's like, I'm never watching movies with you again. I said, but I hope you enjoyed the dinner. I made steakums.
I know, like every day on my Amazon app, there's like some new like disclosure of UFOs and like some killer movie of this. And I'm like, what is happening in my house? My poor mom is just like probably like, what are we doing?
Chose to stay here. She's not kidnapped. She's here. What do you mean? Your poor mom is sitting upstairs drinking peppermint fucking hot chocolate. And now she's about to get Thai food. And then tonight I will figure it out. I just got to see what I can learn how to make.
What Chef Adam is going to do, just YouTube a new recipe.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Guys, we're on for an hour and 10 minutes. Jason has big plans today with our friend Josh, which I'm super excited to hear everything about. And we have other videos coming your way on both channel 1 and 2. We're going to be posting polls, of course, in the community tab for both channels. And I'm sure Jason's going to do a members only to share with you guys all about his trip to Portland, Oregon, going to check out all of the products that we're putting together now and for the future for SEAGRASS. And then there's a few fun other things. But when we do the members only, we're going to do a live when he gets back. I just announced this. He had no idea. I just came up with it literally.
Oh, yeah, that would actually be better.
We'll talk about my New Year's Eve.
We'll talk about your New Year's Eve. We'll talk about the trip. Like, we can do it all in one. It'll be a lot of fun.
And by the way, guys, you're going to want to hear about my New Year's Eve. It consists of a cracked rib, a lost diamond, like things hit the fan. I don't know I feel like Jason's was a little bit more tame, But
yeah.
we had rug rash, arrests, lost diamonds.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, no. Oh,
Welcome
by
to
the
King
way,
Street, guys.
you know what you have to watch? Because people are bringing this up right now in the live chat. And I meant to bring this up to you really quick before we go. Have you watched Members Only Palm Beach?
I literally binge watched the entire thing. They're so ridiculous when they're.
I loved
Oh my
it.
God! I told you I was talking to Coco about it. Oh
yeah,
no, I didn't tell you I was talking to Coco about it.
You did. You sent me the screenshot of you on the phone with Coco.
No, I know, but I have off this things to tell you about it from
her
perspective. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
It's like it's the weird quirkiness of these women.
The fact that they argue about who's more MAGA is the most comical thing.
Oh my gosh. Like that's what you want. Like it's so ridiculous. And you and who is the one? Is it Hillary? I can't remember. She was in the first episode where she threw the house party, whatever, and she was like, make sure they don't put cups there, make sure they don't do this. Who spilled something on whoever's jacket in the closet?
He looks like the wife from Castaway. She looks like his wife.
Yeah. It's just wild. It's so ridiculous, and it's so like they're so not here with the rest of us. And I think that's what Housewives used to have, was that quirkiness and the money, and it's just funny to watch. I was just like, why am I watching this? Like,
I hate to ruin it for you guys. One, it's all fake. None of them were friends. Okay. Two, when they say the Queen of Palm Beach, nobody even knows who this bitch is. And three, none of them actually live on Palm Beach. So it should be
not live on the island. They don't live in Palm Beach Island?
Not one of them.
Where would they leave? Where?
They live in West Palm Beach, Manalapan, Boca. Not one person lives on Palm Beach Island. I literally got the full breakdown. I can't wait to, I swear to God, I'm going to fill you in, and then we'll talk about this on Monday.
That's funny.
It's crazy. And I got behind the scenes photos and videos sent to me of some things. You're going to die. This is, I haven't talked to you about this. You're going to die.
Because we used to live in West Palm for a minute.
Yeah, I could have been on the Real Housewives of Palm Beach.
I mean, you were born in Palm Beach. Like,
I was born on Flagler, you guys. My mom got steak and lobster after she spat me out. Like, I was there too. We had a condo that faced Mar-a-Lago. It faced the other side. I have binoculars. Thank you, courtesy to Jason's mom upstairs, who, by the way, she got me binoculars. I got her hot chocolate. But I would watch the 7-Eleven across from Broadway, and I would watch all of like the prostitutes like go in and out of the cars, and it was like watching Cops. And Jason would be like, "We're done. Come inside. It's 12 o'clock at night. We're done." So
it's ridiculous. Yeah. God, very interesting. It's so crazy to me how that's just West Palm. That whole area in general is just blowing up. That is funny that no one lit that. I'll just stick to my Palm Royale. Okay, Jason, my fake fictional show. I know no one lives in Potomac. I know that for sure. I grew up in that area. Like none of those women live in Potomac. It's no.
I mean, a lot of yeah. We'll talk.
Oh man, I can't wait.
I can't wait. Actually,
I'm trying to prepare. I'm going to a monastery today to do a meditation session, so I don't want to talk about it before because I need to like focus. I'm not going to be sitting there like, oh my gosh, she lives in Manalapan. She doesn't live on Palm Beach Island. This is so crazy. Like,
they're going to be like, breathe in. You're like, Manalapan. Breathe out. West Palm Beach.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Not the prostitutes, Adam. That is entertainment. Sorry, Adam. I messaged you on your Up and Adam page on the internet. Yeah, it's easiest, Michelle, by the way, if you want to get a message to me, it's probably the easiest to DM me on my Instagram. That's where I'm probably going to see it first. Jason filters all of our emails for the most part, or we have other people who like go through and like a lot of it's like business stuff. And my Instagram is just more personal. So try to DM me on there. And then the comments on YouTube, we get like thousands. So it's like we try to hit as many as possible. But if you really want to get a message to me, DM me on Instagram. Okay. I know that Jason has to go. He is going to the Monsterary and
monastery.
He's going to both. Okay. He's going to both. We don't discriminate. Not around here. We are in 2026. It is all love, 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 like Teresa Giudice says. So thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't already, smash the like button, get subscribed, go check out SEAGRASSco.com. As Jason was explaining to you guys at the very beginning, he's checking that out. And we have completely replenished all of our stuff.
We did. That's why I'm here. Sorry, my background. I'm not in my studio. I just kind of woke up. So it's kind of like that today, but we'll be back in the studio Friday.
And I'm exercising renewed, rejuvenated, revitalized. See? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Love you. I'll see you later.